Hey guys, this is Mike here. Today we're looking at my Seiko original turtle. This is a 6309 7049. It's the first release of a turtle in the United States. They had one before this that was released in Japan, and then everything before that technically wasn't a turtle. They had some other divers. I'm not too knowledgeable about all those, but this particular watch is very important to me, so stick around and find out why. Alright, this particular watch here was my dad's watch, and so this one is very sentimental to me. This is really the most sentimental watch that I currently have. I guess always will be. So this one here is from November of 1979, and I was born in December of 1979. So he got this right before I was born, or at least the manufacture date was from right before I was born. Every photo that I have of him when I was younger is of him wearing this watch. So I have memories of it, and I remember him taking it to get it serviced when I was younger. And so this watch is very sentimental to me, and I think this will always be the most important watch that I'll ever have. I just have it here on a cheap little Casio stand so that I could stand it up. But it's all original. I didn't talk to my dad about it too much, and honestly, he doesn't have the best memory right now, and so I don't know if he would even know for sure, but the hands are a little bit wider. I've seen other people doing reviews saying that that's how some of these age, is that the indices get darker and lose their lume faster, or lose their lume all the way, and then the hands sometimes don't. I don't know if that's true or not. It looks like it could possibly have replacement hands, but I believe everything else is all original, except for the strap, of course. I put that on there since I got it. And the bezel was not functional. That's one of the reasons he stopped wearing it. And so I took that apart, redid everything, put a new gasket in it, put a new clip ball in it, and it's all working good now. It's working good. So my dad was an archaeologist, and he traveled all over South America and Central America, either for archaeological digs, or just for his own personal vacations. He's traveled all around the world. He's been to most countries in the world, and he's worn this watch to a bunch of those places. So I think it's really, really cool. During his archaeological days, he was always wearing this watch. It was with him the whole entire time that he was down in Belize and Guatemala. He lived down in that area for a while, and he lived in the jungles, and he wore this watch when he was down there. So every single scratch, every single character flaw that it has is part of its history. So for me, it's a very important watch. And it didn't seem to be working when he gave it to me recently, but I took it apart, and believe it or not, I mean, I couldn't get it to work at all and keep time at all. It just kept stopping. I took it apart, and I don't really know what I'm doing too much, but I just moved around the weight on the inside by hand several times, and then it actually started working again. So I don't know if something was getting freed up something, but it would work fine in one direction, and then when you turned it another way, it would stop ticking. And so ever since I took it apart and put it back together, it's been working great. I wear it all the time now. So this strap, I'm not, like I said, I'm no expert on these, but I believe it's the original style. It's much more rigid compared to the reissue version that I have. I have a, let me remember all these numbers, an SRP 777, and on that one it's much more pliable. It's I don't know if that one is rubber versus silicone or silicone versus rubber. I mean, this one feels more plasticky, but honestly, when I wear it, it's really pretty comfortable. So anyways, I don't know what else to say. Like I said, it's pretty much all original. I'm not a watch expert, you know, I'm telling all these videos from a layman's term. I like to consider myself an enthusiast and somewhat of a collector. So I buy all these watches just to collect for myself. And I'm going to pass them all down to my son. So along the way, along the journey, there could be some that I buy and, that I actually sell, you know, after I buy them and then decide that they're just not for us. But I'm always going to keep my son in mind whenever I sell one and decide if it's one I want to keep for him or not. And anyways, so I love this watch. I'm going to go ahead and put it on and do a wrist shot. Alright, here we go, on wrist. Now, I'm not someone that knows all these specs by heart, but I believe it's a 45 millimeter. I'll go ahead and throw up the specs in the video so that everyone can see. But I have a 7.5 inch wrist. I heard that these straps come in different lengths, or at least the aftermarket ones. I think the original ones don't. This one didn't come in a different length, but I mean, they're long, but for my wrist, they're the perfect length. And the watch is incredibly comfortable. The way the crown is positioned is very, very comfortable. It's something that I haven't really heard other people talk about. It's not just the crown position, because I have an SSK003, the GMT, and that's from the Seiko 5 line. And that one, it also has a crown at 4 o'clock. But it has a crown guard that sticks out, and it actually, the crown guard itself has a sharp angle at the bottom, and it digs into my wrist whenever you pivot your wrist like that. And this one, the Turtle, it doesn't have that. So this one is really, honestly, I think the most comfortable larger watch that I have. So this one will never go anywhere. This one is always going to be the most important one. And yeah, it's an awesome watch. So like I said, it's a Seiko 6309-7049. It's from November of 1979. It's 1 month older than I am. Alright, that's it for this one. Thanks for watching, guys.